Hello to all of you beautiful people. It's Finn Jeff back again, and Monday Night Raw. Time to cover this bad boy. It is the go home show before Survivor Series for Raw. It was in Buffalo, New York, at I believe it's still the First Niagara Center. Not sure. It's where the Buffalo Sabres play. But yeah, really exciting. This whole entire show had just crazy hype, and let's kick it off. Alright, so the show started with Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon calling out the entire Raw team for Survivor Series, and really telling them, let you guys last week sort out all your differences and battle amongst each other. Now you have to work together, which it was crazy. You had all these crazy teams, and we'll start off the first one, which was Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Now, overall, it was a pretty good match. I mean, look who you have in the match. It's Sheamus. Sheamus just ruins everything. Stupid Sheamus. But no, it was a good match. Really interesting to watch two teams that don't get along just argue amongst each other. And yeah, it was, I don't know. Like, it's funny to watch Cesaro and Sheamus because Sheamus is an idiot and Cesaro is a crowd favorite. So to me, it makes no sense why they would take Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns and try to make them jaw back and forth. I don't know. Either way, Kevin Owens got distracted, took a bro kick to the face. All of a sudden, Roman Reigns hits Sheamus with a spear, puts Kevin Owens on him. 1, 2, 3. Owens and Reigns win. Like I said, it was an alright match. Not much to really talk about on that, although I just don't see Sheamus and Cesaro being a thing for much longer unless they win the tag team titles. Then we had a little promo in the back with Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, and Chris Jericho, who were teaming up later on in that night to face the New Day. Chris Jericho got them scarves. It was funny to watch Braun Strowman take Chris Jericho's scarf and rip it and tell him he didn't like scarves and didn't like him. I found that funny. It was just kind of stupid. Chris Jericho's character is kind of boring now. He's just kind of annoying. But yeah, that match was coming up later on in the night. Next up was Sami Zayn versus Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was calling out Sami in the back, saying how he deserved the title shot instead of Sami. Match was pretty good. I mean, it's always fun to watch Bo Dallas get beat up, especially by Sami Zayn, who everyone loves. But yeah, Sami Zayn ended up coming out on top. That's all I really need to say there. Then we cut to the back with a little cruiserweight division meeting. Brian Kendrick talking about how he's their fearless leader and all this other nonsense. As Sin Cara comes up, starts calling him out, telling him how Kalisto will make a better champion. That sets a match for later on the night. Personally, I don't mind Brian Kendrick as Cruiserweight Champion. I think he's the most fitting one to lead the division. I'd like to see Noam Dar hold the title because I think he also deserves it. But Brian Kendrick leading the Cruiserweights seems like a perfect fit for now. I know that it's 99.999% not what they're going to do. But, maybe WWE will be smart on that. Alright, next up was Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, and Braun Strowman versus the New Day. Yeah, it happened. I mean, hear me out. I like the New Day. I love the New Day. I can't stand Seth Rollins. I can't stand Chris Jericho. Seth Rollins was good when he was a heel, and he was starting to become good when he was face, but then they started making him a whiny little weenie, and I just can't take Weasel Boy. But Braun Strowman is just huge. He is huge. Decent match. It was alright. Got to watch Braun Strowman just completely destroy somebody. So, it's pretty good. Rollins, Jericho, Strowman got the win. I don't know. Had a couple little promos in the back after that. It was Paul Heyman talking to Stephanie and Mick Foley. It's kind of nothing. And then We had a little cut to Charlotte and Sasha doing their gabbing. It was nothing really important. Then we get to the match between Brian Kendrick and Sin Cara. It was all right. It wasn't a terrible match. Usually most matches that Sin Cara is involved in are pretty bad unless they're in the Lucha Dragons. But other than that, no, it was a decent match. Brian Kendrick made Sin Cara tap out. So Brian Kendrick got the win. Yeah. Not much to really say about the Cruiserweights right now. Then we had the Showdown, which is the most hyped part of the entire show. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg face to face. Now, if any of you have seen the first match was terrible. It was terrible. So I think I might be one of the very few that's not super excited for this match because I saw the first one live. I don't know if they could do better. I know a lot of people say Brock Lesnar is hard to work with because he doesn't want to give anyone anything or work with a lot of people. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, just, I don't know. It was pretty crazy. You had the whole entire ring filled with security, and then they're just throwing people left and right to get to each other. Goldberg, for his age, is still a giant. He is a superhero, without question. Other than that, really good promo. Heyman just doing his thing. Goldberg threatening people, and Brock almost killing himself jumping up onto the ring apron, which I found funny. WTF moment. King Ross. Shout out to What Culture. But yeah, no, it was a good it was a pretty good promo. I don't know. I'm just not as excited as I should be, I think. Then we had Sasha Banks teaming up with Charlotte to face Nia Jax and Alicia Fox. Not much to say about it, other than the fact that Charlotte and Sasha, when they put them together on a team, they're really good. They're really good. A lot of points, they were a cohesive unit. They worked well. Of course, Sasha Banks and Charlotte got the win. It wasn't terrible. It was actually a decent match. Next up, we had Enzo and Cass with Anderson and Gallows versus the Shining Stars and the Golden Truth. I have use for 3 of the 4 tag teams that were on that. The Shining Stars have had like 6 different names in the past 5 years. They're somehow a tag team champion. I don't understand. But I don't know. They kind of irritate me. It was a decent match. It was good. I can't really complain. I just would like to see a big finale to the Anderson and Gallows and Enzo and Cass thing. I want to see those two kind of have like a really big finale and just kind of do something with it. But I also want to see the Golden Truth be pushed. A lot of people hate it. I love them. I've watched them both since I was a kid. Push the Golden Truth. Then we had what was the main event. We had Stephanie and Mick Foley in the ring with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan talking about all of their good stuff between, the SmackDown versus Raw Survivor Series stuff. Stephanie motions out the whole Team Raw, the men's side. Daniel Bryan goes, hey, we didn't come alone. And then out from the crowd comes the rest of Team SmackDown Live. And basically just all hell broke loose. It was pretty crazy to watch. Of course, screwing over Bray Wyatt again. Bray Wyatt was about to hit Roman Reigns with Sister Abigail, and then he gets out of it and just hits him with a Superman punch. Stop screwing Bray Wyatt. He's one of the best people you have in WWE. It's without question. He's a cult leader that wrestles. He's just fantastic in the ring. Come on. Yeah. Then you had Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns working together. They're both face, I think. I don't know. I don't know what they are. You've got Roman Reigns who acts like a heel but is totally pushed as a face. He's booed like a heel, but they call him face, and Seth Rollins is just a weasel. But yeah, it was cool to watch Shades of the Shield. Maybe they'll bring them back. I don't know, but it just ended with a massive brawl. Overall, I was alright. honestly, I've said this in other videos, since the brand split, I cannot get into Raw. Raw is too dragged out. The story's it's just all played the same. All the matches are boring. I don't know. I can't do it. I struggle. I was supposed to start last week with a video on Raw instead of doing my SmackDown and bringing the series back then. I just can't get into Raw. I made the video, I just couldn't upload it because Raw was so terrible. I think WWE really needs to figure out if they're going to keep the show 3 hours, then make it worth sitting in front of for 3 hours. If not, shrink the show, make it 2 hours, really get some more storylines going, and not just the same old people. Same with the women's division. The women's title has changed hands so many times since the brand split, and it's been bouncing back and forth to Charlotte. Pick somebody. Pick somebody. Whether it's Charlotte or Sasha Banks, just pick someone. Nobody cares who it is. Just pick a person to give the belt to, let them have a nice title run, and then let it change hands. That's what you need to do. Instead of having this long-winded rivalry, 50-50 rivalry. No, keep a rivalry like that going, but just don't do 50-50. Don't have the belt changed to go to Sasha on Raw, and then once it gets to a pay-per-view, because Charlotte hasn't lost, give her back the belt. It just doesn't work like that. I think, personally, if they were in Boston, in Hell in a Cell, Sasha Banks, the one that said that they should do it, they should have kept the belt on her. From what I heard, they changed their mind the last minute before the show, and was like, "Oh no, we're gonna give it back to Charlotte." Just pick some stuff. This is why a lot of people are not watching Raw. It's if you look at the ratings between the show, SmackDown's ratings are through the roof compared to Raw, and it's sad when your flagship show is falling on its face because of poor storylines and poor booking. But yeah, that's my little spiel. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like, give me some comments, give me some feedback. You guys have any questions, hit me up. I'll read the comments. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, that'll be in the description. Check out my Twitch channel also. That'll be right below. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.